Welcome dear recruiters to another new video which is based on incentive structure in recruiting industry. Now here in this video I'm going to explain about the different types of incentive structures for recruiters, bench sales and OPT recruiting, and for different categories of positions what sort of incentive structures generally that you may expect from your company. Okay, so different recruiting company has their own process or policies regarding incentives, but let's see in general what could be the possibilities that you may get incentives. And if you are a company owner and you would like to have a better incentive structure for your people which can motivate them to work more, then definitely you could refer to what I am saying here. All right, now let's go back and understand. So incentive structures primarily you will have in for recruiters, you will have for bench sales, and if you have a OPT recruiters, right, you will have for that as well. Now it depends upon what sort of stream that you're working. Now here in recruiting we have a bunch of incentive policies. So here you work in a company, they may give you one-time incentive. Okay, so one time could be from 2k to 15k to 25k depending upon their structure. Okay, it is like a one time for, it could be for contract roles. All right, if you are placing a candidate for 6 months, 3 months, whatever it is, and irrespective of margin, you will get one time the incentives. Now this one time incentive also varies, which is like a, this is like a normal. Okay, this is like base, we could say base, whatever you make, whatever the incentives, the margin, whatever the duration, they don't worry about it, they pay you whatever they have fixed it. But another one is margin based. Okay, margin based. What is this margin based? Margin based would be, so if you are making a placement from $1 to $5, $5 to $10, or $11 to $15, companies have this sort of structure where they might be paying one time payment. It could be Indian rupees, okay, 10k or 15k or 20k, whatever it is, or 5k depending upon. So one is like a straightforward. Okay, we can say it's a straight. Okay, interesting, straightforward. Another one is like a margin based. This is like a margin, so this can go up and down. Okay, now here if you have a straight margin, so that will motivate people to work more only without worrying about anything about the margin money. Okay, now here this will motivate recruiters to keep more margin for the company so that the company can make revenue and recruiters can make revenue. This is a one time. Another is for recruiters, it is a recurring incentive. What is this recurring incentives? It means if a recruiter places a candidate for 3 months project, the recruiter is going to get the incentives for 3 months or as long as the candidate is been working and getting billed. Okay, so here the recurring incentives could start with again it will be like a straight recurring, irrespective of whatever the margin you keep, whatever it is, you are going to get 5,000 every month as long as the candidate is working. Okay, वो एक तरह का इंसेंटिव प्रोसेस है. दूसरे तरह का इंसेंटिव कैसे होता है? If you are keeping some margin, based on that your company is going to give you incentives. For example, straight अगर है recurring में, they might have, you have 5k every month or 10k every month or 15k every month, whatever the candidate you place. You may keep $1 margin or you may keep $50 margin. Another recurring is like margin based. What is that? If you keep $1 to $5, you will have certain margin, and if you keep $6 to $9, let's say $10, you will have different recurring structure. Okay, so that could be a fixed amount like 5k for 1 to 5 or 10k for 6 to 10. We don't know, I'm just giving you some example for what is this fixed money. And for recurring also, they will have percentage 1% on whatever the revenue you make, or they would say 2%, or they would have a 3%. We do not know, depending upon the company structure. So you can have recurring fixed without worrying about the margin, and here you can have recurring incentives according to the margin that you are going to keep for the company. Now I hope you know what is the margin is, right, by now. So let me give you example. So it could be, this will be calculated on the gross margin and you will be paid on the net margin if you're on percentage basis. Okay, so here how do you get the margin? Margin is nothing but the gross profit. Okay, gross profit of a company. How you calculate it? So your billing rate, okay, minus your pay rate. Okay, so that is what makes you get a gross profit. Clear, people? So you have bill rate is like, let's say you have $100 bill rate and you have paid a candidate $70 on corp to corp. So your company has made literally made $30 per hour. So this is your gross margin. So how you'll make it net? If you deduct your expenses from here, let's say $5 you remove, so $25 is your net margin. Okay, so now if you are working on a margin based incentive structure, definitely you need to focus on how much gross margin you can keep so that you will be eligible for these percentages. Got it? So this is one time, this is recurring for contract positions. Okay, now another type of will be for a full-time role. Okay, full-time positions, if you are closing full-time role, so company is going to get one-time payment and you are going to get one-time payment. So for full-time positions, those incentives starts with somewhere around 30k or 50k or from 1 lakh as well. Okay, depending upon how big is your placement is. Because how this work is, so in contract, whatever the margin you are keeping, let's say $30 you kept, your company is going to make money every month. Okay, how much you are going to make every month in contract? Let me calculate it for you. So $30 per hour, someone works 8 hours per day, and someone works for 5 days and for 4 weeks. Okay, so $4,800 every month your company is making gross margin. And let's say we multiply this with, let's say take $80 Indian rupee. Okay, 81 or 82 kuch bhi honda, we just round figured it. So 3,84,000 that your one candidate is making for your company. Now this is for margin based. Okay, now if you have placed a candidate, let's say $200,000 the salary for the candidate for the full time, and for full time roles the client generally pays some around 10%, 15%, 18%, 20%, depending upon what is that the client and your recruiting company has agreed upon. So now let's say the client pays 15%. So 15% is how much? So it's 15% is $30,000. The client is going to pay you as a referral bonus or recruiting fee because you have identified a candidate for them. Now if you multiply this with Indian rupee, so your company made 24 lakhs, right? Now this is why full-time placements are so lucrative, and it is like sone pe suhaga kind of thing, right? So here the company would not be worrying about paying you 50,000 and 1 lakh when they are making 24 lakhs for what you have done. Okay, so this is the reason for full-time placements people get more money. So this is for placements. Okay, now here if you do the H1 transfer, let's say you bringing W2 employee for a H1 transfer. All right, so you spoke to H1 candidate and you got a job for him, and the person has transferred the visa to your company, and definitely you are going to get some sort of 10k or 15k or 20k, we don't know. Okay, depending upon the company structure, you can get incentives for this as well for placements. And some companies are there who are going to pay incentives for your weekly or monthly submission target, monthly submissions. Now this sort of, because when I was working in the previous company, we had introduced these sort of incentive structures and it was really working good. And people who are really interested, they work hard, and those who are not interested, they stay in their comfort zone and they're happy with whatever they're doing. So we cannot press anything else. But when we have these sort of incentives, weekly and monthly submission target incentives, and you can definitely make on anything around anything around 1,000 to 4,000 rupees on the top of your salary. Because if you have a 10 client submission target in a week and they are paying 500 rupees for one client submission, so we are talking about how much? 500 and 500 for 10 is like 5,000, right? That's our client submissions. You see, that's what you made. And if for 1 month you do that, so it's like 20,000 on the top of your salary. So that could be the possibilities, that submission incentives also will be there, and depending upon company to company once again. So here the company will have an interview also, incentives for interviews. So anything you do, there could be a possible incentive for that. For that, you go to ask and check your company what is that they are paying actually. Okay. Now another type of incentive will be there for long term. Okay, what is that long term? Let's say you made a placement and the placement value is 7,500. So what is that your company is going to do is, the company is going to pay you 5,000 now, and they are going to keep 2,500 to pay you at the end of the year. So this could be a strategy to retain your recruiters. So you pay now 5,000 and you keep that 2,500 for a year end, or 6 months, by 6 months you can release, whatever the possibility you could do. If you have done 20 placements, so you definitely make that 1 lakh rupees as an incentive, and for 20 people you have already accrued 50,000 rupees. Okay, so that feels good when recruiters make money like that, because this is earned money. All right, so this is for recruiters. For bench sales, what they have, definitely for bench sales people, you have that H1 transfer money. If you are bringing your candidate, not what company has given you. Okay, if you, and here we are not talking about the money, that is very subjective here in any place. Okay, this is what example I have just given for you. So the margin, the money may vary. So बेंच सेल्स में क्या होता है, अगर H1 ट्रांसफर आप खुद बाहर जाके, आप खुद एक कैंडिडेट से बात करके, you placed the candidate and the candidate become your W2, so you can get incentive as well. If you place candidate, if you place your bench candidate, meaning you find a job for the person, you are going to make incentive. So it could be same thing, right? One time, or it could be recurring, and that could be again straightforward or margin based, कुछ भी हो सकता है यहाँ पे. Got it, people? And OPT recruiter, so it could be for bringing people for your training purpose. If someone is interested, paid some security deposit, and that person is enrolled your training, OPT recruiter can get incentives for that. And let's say someone has paid for security, then also some companies pay incentive for that. And whatever the candidate you brought, the candidate gets placed by bench sales. Now you get that placement bonus as well. Okay, that could be the possibilities for OPT recruiters. Now here we are talking about the hands-on thing. Okay, hands-on, if you are doing, this is what it is. Now if this is a lead, okay, for team leads, what happens? Team lead will have they have their own placement bonus, placement incentive, plus they can have the team placement incentives as well. Okay, this is the benefit of a team lead. Now if you are a manager, What is that going to happen, manager? So definitely manager is not going to do hands-on. So this person primarily will be responsible for a bigger revenue part. So here manager will have a structure for team placement. All right, team placement incentives. Let's say for each recruiter is making two placements, then this manager will get also a little bit of chunk from that. All right, so that could be another way how you motivate your people. Or if you are a manager looking for a job, you can definitely ask what could be the benefit structure the company has. All right, now here from manager, they also can get if they reach the target. Okay, so target based incentive, that will be different. So let's say if you have reached you have made $200 or $300 this quarter, the company may pay you 1 lakh, 2 lakhs, whatever it is, depending upon how you have reached those targets. वैसे भी हैं, ठीक है? So these are incentive structures, and for bench sales, definitely for the leads, they'll have a team structure. For managers, they have their team structures. Same goes with OPT recruiters. All right. So this is what the incentive structures and in recruiting. I hope it helps you to understand what sort of incentive structure you are working, and how you could make more money from your current incentive structure according to the company policies. Okay. Now next time when you join a company, when you are on the interview, you definitely ask them what is the incentive structure, so that if you see that is motivating, then definitely go and join in the company. Okay, because incentive structure जानना बहुत ज़रूरी होता है, because we make money for the companies in dollars and they make in millions, right? So we definitely deserve. So I'm going to make another video about how we can value ourselves as a recruiter and how we can demand more money, so that you will know that what is that we as a recruiter helping the recruiting company make money, then why we deserve to ask for more money. Okay, so that's all different discussions we are going to have. Now focus on your current incentive structure and see what is that you could do better. If you're a company owner or a manager, what kind of new structure you could bring, and how you can make more money from your current incentive structure. I hope it is helpful for you. And if you have a different incentive structure, feel free to share that here in the comment, and so that I could also learn from you people. All right. So thank you so much. I'm Suman Pachigulla on a mission to impact 5 million lives through recruiters. And I love you guys, and I wish good luck to you, and have an awesome day ahead. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye.